Well, it's very interesting that President Obama has ordered a military exercise simulating what life is going to be like the day after Israel and the U.S. attacks the nuclear facilities of Iran. Now, think about this. This is a blatant move. This happened last week, by the way. Let me read you a little bit of the article. It's entitled, U.S. Military Drills Day 1 After Strike on Iran Deploys F-22s in the Gulf. U.S. Navy, Air Force, Ground, Intelligence, and Special Forces units based at home in Europe and the Middle East took part this week in a special exercise ordered by President Barack Obama to simulate reactions to a potential U.S.-Israeli strike on Iran's nuclear facilities. Sunday, April the 22nd, the U.S. also transferred a number of advanced stealth F-22 fighter bombers believed to be from the 302nd Fighter Squadron from the joint base Elmendorf-Richardson in Alaska to the Al Dhafra Air Base in the United Arab Emirates. Now, we're moving our planes to the United Arab Emirates. According to our sources, the F-22 jets will join the F-15s of the Massachusetts Air National Guard's 104th Fighter Wing, which were transferred to the Al Udeid base a month ago. Okay, so what is really going on here? Let's make sure events move so fast. Sometimes you've got to stop and say, all right, what's happening here? Well, let me remind you that the number one threat to world peace is the potential development of nuclear weapons by the nation of Iran. Iran has repeatedly called for Israel to cease to exist, to be wiped off the map. Furthermore, Iran has backed up its words with action. They have funded very generously Hezbollah, whose goal is the extinction of the nation of Israel. And they have funded Hamas, whose openly stated goal is the destruction of the nation of Israel. They have backed Syria, one of Israel's enemies. So here we are now. Netanyahu has repeatedly, everywhere he speaks, said the number one threat to Israel and to the world is a nuclear-armed Iran. In the meantime, Saudi Arabia, which is Sunni Muslim, Iran being Shia Muslim, Saudi Arabia absolutely does not want Iran to have nuclear weapons. In addition to that, you've got all the other Arab countries around except for Syria and possibly Iraq that do not want Iran to become a nuclear power. So now it looks like they're willing even to have Israeli planes fly across their airspace unmolested if necessary. So here we have the first talks were held last month, of course, actually earlier this month. And the result of those talks was the decision to have another round of talks in Baghdad on the 23rd of May. So that's coming at us now. Obama has said if these talks do not succeed, the next step is military action. Netanyahu has said that the attack against Iran won't be days or weeks, but it won't be years either, sending a very strong signal over and over again from Obama, from Hillary Clinton, from Netanyahu, that something is imminent later on this year. Now, I'm not making predictions. I have no inside sources. I'm only reading the news and what all the world leaders are talking about right now. Now, why are we talking about this? Ladies and gentlemen, if we were right before Noah's flood, and we knew through prophecy there was a flood coming, would we be talking about it? If we knew we were right before Sodom and Gomorrah and the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah, and if we had prophecy indicating the same, would we be talking about it? What if we were right before World War I, with 8 million scheduled to die shortly. Should we be talking about it? Well, what if we were before World War II? 52 million scheduled to die. If we had foreknowledge of this, if we knew it was coming, would we be talking about it? It would be on every talk program in America and in the world. Well, all of those events pale in comparison to what the Bible's prophecies explicitly say about what is coming just ahead. There is a war coming that is going to make all of these times of destruction seem minor in comparison. We're talking about a war 40 times World War II. World War II, the biggest war the world's ever had by far. Prior to the 20th century, there had never been one war with 1 million fatalities. Think about this. Then we have World War I, 1914, 8 million dead. World War II, 1939, 52 million dead. Now we have this prophecy right from the pages of the Bible screaming at us, screaming that 1/3 of mankind is going to be wiped out in the next global conflict, and that conflict will emanate from the Middle East, from the Euphrates River area. The nations bordering the Euphrates: Turkey, Syria, Iraq, Iran. That's it. So when we look at the conflict in Syria right now, which is in alliance with Iran, we look at the conflict in Iran right now. Already, some officials in Iran have said if the U.S. or Israel attacks our nuclear facilities, it will precipitate World War III. I can't tell you for sure. The Bible does not say an attack on Iran will precipitate World War III, but the Bible does say that a war is coming that will kill 1/3 of mankind. It will start from the Euphrates River area. This means Islam's going to be involved because every inch of the Euphrates is Islamic control. So Islam is going to be involved. The U.S. is the number one protagonist in the area. What's that mean to us? That means the U.S. is going to be involved. The result will be the killing of 2.3 billion. That means nuclear weapons are going to be involved. Now, this is coming as sure as the sky is blue and as sure as the sun came up this morning. This war is coming. I know we talk about it a lot. Do we talk about it too much? I don't think so. I don't think that's possible. With the size, the magnitude of this catastrophe that's barreling right down Main Street at us right now, I don't think we can talk about it too much. Am I saying it'll happen in 2012? No, I don't know that. Am I saying it's going to happen? You better believe I am. Absolutely 1,000%. It is going to happen. If you've never been through our DVD, World War III, you need to go through it because it'll go through the prophecy step by step by step by step. And then you can decide for yourself if it's credible or not. If you're interested, call us 800 Endtime. Tell the operators you're interested in the World War III DVD. Okay, so here we are. I'm not talking about months ago. I'm not talking about weeks ago. I'm telling you in the last 7 days, at order of our president, Barack Obama, exercises were held to simulate what's going to happen the day after Israel and the U.S. attack Iran. Is that going to happen? I don't know, but they're sure preparing for it. And they're moving large amounts of planes. Listen to some more of this copy here. Sunday, April 22nd, the U.S. also transferred a number of advanced stealth 522 bomber fighters. And then, in addition to that, their mission will be to destroy the Iranian Air Force and air defense batteries so as to clear the way for U.S. and Israeli bombers to go into action against Iran's nuclear sites and the strategic infrastructure of its Army and Revolutionary Guard Corps. What are they saying? These planes, these F-22s, these F-15s, They're being transferred now to the United Arab Emirates. They're being transferred to that area so they can quickly hit Iran. And the goal will be to take out the anti-missile defense systems that Russia has supplied Iran with, to take out the defenses. Once they take the defenses out, then it's open season on the nuclear facilities that Iran has repeatedly refused to close down. Now, the international community says, we want you to stop enriching uranium because you were conducting a secret nuclear program, a nuclear weapons program. You claim you stopped, but we don't know how we can trust you because you were secretly conducting it in violation of the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty. So how can we trust you? We have told you if you want to generate electricity, that the international community will find a source for your uranium, but we don't want you being able to do it because as long as you have that ability, you have the ability to enrich uranium for other purposes, for weaponization, for producing a nuclear bomb. We just cannot trust you. I mean, Benjamin Netanyahu was being interviewed by CNN last week, and they said, but they've signed the Nuclear Proliferation Treaty. They say they only want nuclear power for peaceful purposes. Netanyahu's reply, sure. That's the reason they're developing intercontinental ballistic missiles. They say they only want nuclear power to develop 20% enriched uranium so that they can use it for medicine purposes. And Netanyahu says, yes, they're going to ship their medicine breakthroughs around the world in intercontinental ballistic missiles. Oh, he has a point, doesn't he? What's the purpose for an intercontinental ballistic missile other than to deliver a nuclear warhead? And Iran has already successfully tested those missiles. So if you've got a missile specifically designed to build and to deliver a nuclear warhead, and you're running a nuclear enrichment program with the other hand, a program that could develop nuclear weapons, and you say, all we're wanting to do is to produce electricity, and we want to use this for medical experimentation, and yet you've got this international continental ballistic missile designed to deliver nuclear weapons. If you were their enemy, what would you think?